What's up, guys? In today's LEGO train video, we're going to be talking about the LEGO Logging Railway. This is a Bricklink exclusive set that is from the Bricklink Designer Program, at least the most recent program. I just got it in the mail. I'm pumped to build it. I have this set to build, another one to build, and you'll see in another video. But anyway, I'm going to unbox this, show you everything that's included. I'm going to build the set. I'm not really going to film that. I'm going to show you a 360 of the box because I like showing off the boxes for my set reviews. And lastly, I'll show you the complete set, every feature, the figures. Yes, it does have figures. I was going to say, because it's like a model, so I was wondering, maybe. Anyway, I'll show you everything about the set, give you my honest opinion, and then you can let me know what you think in the comments. All right, let's get right into this video, and we'll go from there. If you've seen my other LEGO videos, you know that I like to show off the LEGO boxes when I have them. In this case, I'm showing the box in the beginning of the video because this is going to be an unboxing because it's a brand new set. What's cool about these boxes is that I have several Bricklink sets now, and they're all kind of following the same design and suit for the box art, especially here on the edges where it's the black with the white outlined bricks. I like these boxes. I think they're quite, they do look plain in a way, but I like that basic kind of look with just the image of the set there. All right, so inside the box, we're gonna have several bags. I'll go through them all in a moment. And then, the larger sets like this, we have bags here, and then a box that has more bags in it. Now, this other box, you would think it would have bags like 1 through 10, or that it would be somewhat numerical. However, it's just completely random. And I think the reason for this, the sole purpose of that box is to prevent all these bags from kind of sinking to one side of the box if it's standing upright and causing the box to warp outwards. Let me know what you think in the comments on that. Now getting into the contents of the set, this set comes with one card that tells you information about the instructions as well as the designer's name. It comes with one small sticker sheet that has 4 stickers on it, one bag that is unmarked. In the unmarked bag, you have longer pieces and the magnets for the couplers on the train. These are just parts that you'll kind of incorporate throughout the build. And then we have bags 1 through 18. If you're curious to know how many bags go with a certain number for this set, you can slow it down and check it out here. For example, you would know there's one bag 13, one bag 14, one 15, 2 16s, and so forth. That's why I like showing this. I've looked at other videos online when completing sets before where I was curious to see, hey, do I have all the bags for a set? And that's why I always like to do that with an unboxing video. All right, looking at the train, this was definitely a cool build. I love the train. I will get into each part of the train here in a moment. I'll show you the bridge as well. The bridge was a very repetitive build and took some time and had some difficulty to the build, but overall it's very cool and put together, and it's a nice design piece. I think it's going to be interesting trying to incorporate this train bridge into my other train sets, trying to connect everything. I'll just need to kind of figure out a way to modify the top of this bridge. That way I can connect it to other train track eventually in the city someday. Otherwise, for now, it's a nice model piece, and the train can run on any RC track or 9-volt track, and it can go with all my other train sets. The designer did incorporate some very cool things, which I'll show you, and we'll get into that. But here's the train bridge. It does have these studs on the end pieces here, and that's to prevent the train from rolling off the bridge, which is nice to have that there. That way you don't have your train fly off the bridge and explode on the ground. Now, the only thing I didn't care for here was this design feature with the set. I think it's quite flimsy. These could fall off. Granted, the fact that they're connected on several other posts, it'd be unlikely that the whole thing would fall apart. But I think this could have been done a little more securely, but then it would have used a lot more parts. There's a lot of small parts used in this, and yeah, there's just a couple things I maybe would have changed. However, when it's built, it does hold up together well. It looks cool. It was definitely intricate putting it together. But that would really be the only design piece I would have changed, is kind of figuring out a better way to anchor those parts. And if you look here though too, even though it's tiles and clips on the top here, it still rolls quite smoothly and allows, the train works on it, which I think is quite impressive, and hats off to the designer. Good job on that. It's a cool model piece, but yet it still works, and I think that's awesome. All right, getting into the locomotive and every other train car with this set. The locomotive is pretty cool. Definitely interesting colors. This is my first locomotive with these colors. I think it is quite unique. It was a fun build. It was, interesting building just that round section for the locomotive there. Obviously, I love that the back, the cab here is quite large and fits a figure and has details in it. That's what we like to see in the LEGO sets here. The roof here actually also comes off real easily, which is great. I think that's great attention to detail, and just adding those extra features for a model, to have those plate features to easily access it, add figures in there. And you'll see this with the caboose too, that the roof lifts off very easily, which again, a great feature the designer added. you know, obviously sets that come directly from Lego that have a team of people looking at them. And I'm sure this got looked at too. But when teams look at the sets, you're obviously going to have these features where with these Bricklink sets, you know, it might not always be incorporated. And even just here where the wheel spins and, you know, has that feature, that's another great thing to have on the locomotive. As you can see, it works. And this would be very easy to incorporate a motor on the train set. And obviously I can say with, you know, 100% certainty that the designer definitely designed it the way they did. That way it could fit a motor. And I think it's amazing that they did design it that way. So thank you, because I'll be able to motorize this and add it to any other track as well. And building this was pretty amazing, because when you look at this, you're like, well, what the heck is that thing in the middle? It's just a brick built, you know, sort of item, but it perfectly replicates the size of a motor. And this train set, I started laughing. I was smiling at this idea. Obviously, this car itself has some very cool brick features, as you'll see here. You know, great use of parts, but the fact that the centerpiece there is something that you could truthfully take the battery box today and put it right in there where all those parts are. And you know, at first when I was building it, I'm like, it seems to be the same size as the battery box. And boom, when I discovered this piece, obviously, yes, the designer put this all here to show that you could turn, this is where you would put your battery box. That red piece there would push your button on and off for the battery box. And so pretty much if you put the battery on here and the motor on the train, this whole thing would look the same, and the wire would come right through the cab and go on. That's the only different thing you would see is now the wire, but you could motorize this entire thing very, very easily with the current motor and battery box, which is also like the receiver for today's RC parts. Yeah, I'm just very excited about that. Good job. That was an awesome feature and very cool during the build. If you also want to see a brief Easter egg, check out the instructions, because inside that battery box is a frog. Now, moving right on to the log carrier here. Very cool as well. We've seen some log carriers in the past, but this is a very cool one that's, you know, super realistic for these older log, you know, carriers, in the fact that the logs are super long. It has just the wheels on the ends there and the bar in the middle with chains holding these. I love this train car. I'm very happy to add this to my collection as well. The train, when I was buying this set, I was obviously, you know, going to buy it because it was a train set along with the train station that I received in the mail too. But I didn't look too much into this set prior to buying it. I just figured, hey, it's a train set. It'll most likely be cool. The bridge looks cool. But I really love the train for this set. And, you know, I'm just very excited about it. And now we'll just get into the caboose, and I'll talk more about my excitement later. Ta-da! First things first with the caboose are the colors, the dark red and the sand blue. Let me know if you guys like those two colors mixed together or clashing. I think it's a cool design. I do like the sand blue, and I think it works well here with the sand red. It's definitely a unique thing. The roof lifts off extremely easily, which is great. The caboose is detailed on the inside, and the roof here, I like how they designed it where those windows bend outwards and give it that kind of angled feature versus other cabooses, at least ones I have or ones I've even built, are vertical windows there, just completely vertical with a roof on top. So that angled feature I think is quite nice. Now on the inside, it's quite, you know, certain details here I like, you know, between the plants. Obviously with any caboose I've ever seen, there's typically always like a little chimney or a stove for heat, as well as your chairs and, you know, a table with a mug. Then they used panels here for the steps, which I think was another creative feature. We have our new style of wheel, and this was cool. This is just such a little thing that's incorporated with the build, but it's a little chainsaw, which I think is perfect for the logging railway set, you know, when you have plenty of logs. Yeah, just great little details here that really come together and help complete the set. Again, let me know your comments and thoughts on this. I'm pretty happy with the set. I usually am happy with most train sets. It might not be the best style of review, but, you know, I love Lego and I love trains, and that's about that. Yeah. All right, let's get into the figures. I mean, if this was a real review video, I would say these figures suck. This set is terrible. Even the figures here are good too. I mean, I don't have many complaints. Standard figures, nice little details, and they work. You know, they work for the set. I think they captured kind of perfectly what some of the figures would look like or characters would look like on a train like this. I'm happy with them, and yeah, overall, very cool set. very happy to add it to the collection. Happy I did decide to purchase this one. Again, I'm trying to collect every single Lego train set, so I kind of had to purchase it if I want to keep that collection going. For those of you who didn't get to pick one of these up in time, sorry about that, but hopefully you can get one from a reseller for a relatively fair price. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. I encourage you. All right. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you didn't see in this video that you would have liked to see, and in the future, that way I can improve all of my set reviews. All right, well, we'll see you in the next video. Yeah, if you have any other questions, concerns, let me know, and I'll get back to you eventually. Unless it's super negative, then I'll just cry inside. All right, good night. Lego, my Jameso.